grace can we enter. Only by grace can we stand. Not by our human endeavor, but by the blood of the Lamb. Into your presence you call us. You call us to come. Into your presence you draw us. And now by your grace we come. Now by your grace we come.
Amen. Amen. Were you blessed yesterday by Dr. Yes. Amen. I see he is ready to continue with his sermon. Greatness has a code which we call secrets. And because of our time, I just want to mention 2 or 3 pictures in relation to that. What is a big deal about the long hair of Samson? What's the big deal? The question is, was he the only one with long hair? Exactly. So what is the secret about the long hair in Samson? Because I suspect, I believe, I think so, that there were more people with long hair and even longer hair than Samson. So it's not about the hair, it's about the secret behind the power that Samson had. And that is to say, you cannot practice a principle that works for somebody unless you know the secret behind it. What is the secret? The secret is in some few thoughts. I will show you, just want to show you 1 or 2. Samson had long hair. But there was a secret behind it. That's where most people miss the point. You know why? Because you would grow long hair like Samson, but don't get the power that Samson has. I want you to note several things. The obvious practices could be a secret to someone else. The obvious practices, ile vitu tunafanya tu kawaida, could be a code of secret to somebody. Cornelius, your prayers and your gifts has come before the Lord as a memorial. Was he the only giver? No. Was he the only one praying? No. Let me tell you something. The devil doesn't want you to go to hell. He wants you to be lost here as you wait to go to heaven. The devil is not bothered about you are going to heaven. I realize this. Sin is not what gets us away from God. Sin is what we practice when we are away from God. This is what the enemy does. If he can separate you from the source of your blessings, he can always keep you busy looking for the blessings. Ladies and gentlemen, God doesn't bring people to your life for nothing. All right? Pastor Sylvester today, will allow me to say that? One of the secrets I saw in your father, I know you don't know that, but let me just give you a hint. You may not even know that that is the secret because he has never told you. And probably some of your brothers who have served under that ministry have never understood it. Do you know while JCC is doing very well, there are people who believe Bishop Alan has a demon in the same congregation? What is the secret behind your success? You used to be at the car park, directing traffic. When I was in Nairobi for 3 days during the program we had last week, one of the things, if you watch Alan Kiuna, is that that man does not sing. He does not even worship. He is worship himself. He is worship. I saw it the second last day when I was there, when McClarkin was worshiping. I mean, I'm praying God for some grace, because there's a church in Nairobi where by 9:30, 10 in the night, the preacher is still preaching, and people are still entering the church for an evening service. 9:30, mhubiri yako kwa point number 3 na ako na 7 na watu wanaingia church.
That's something. That's something.
On Thursday, McClarkin preached, and then he led us into worship. I was at the balcony. I did not participate. I was watching your father. That man worshipped. By the end of the service, they wanted him to come and take over and finish the service. But it couldn't even happen because he had infected the service with worship. Unconsciously, I see it in you. Now, if you divert from that, you carry the label. Kiuna is my father. I saw him growing. No. When I see Sylvester, I don't see him preach Kiuna. Because you can preach Kiuna out of observation.
Yes.
Secrets are revealed. Secrets are caught.
Yes.
And sometimes even the beneficiary of secrets is not aware of it.
Correct. True. Very true.
The difference between people in any congregation is in the ability to pick the secrets behind the success in that house, not activities. Let's use Kiuna for that reason. How many people have been offended by him? So many. How many have been blessed by him? The same person. What is the difference? What is the problem? Getting the secrets and seeing the events. When you follow a man, you only get what the man is. If you find a man's secret, you get the results he has. That's the difference. What makes Jesus, whom the world is looking for, people are running for him, lose 72 of his leaders at a go? Listen to the question he directs to his disciples. Do you also want to live? Listen to the difference of response. Where shall we go while you have the words of life?
Right.
Now listen. Listen. He says to the rest of the congregation, I want you to eat my flesh and drink my blood. Peter calls it the words of life.
Yes.
The rest called it flesh and blood.
Yes.
Too much demand. who can appreciate such. The gateway to secrets is so narrow that it takes revelation to enter. Let me tell you something. We had a contention with this boy, this man of God in Nairobi, because he wanted me to go and sit in front and be a man of God. But there was something I was looking for, because I always sit in front. I'm always a man of God. There is something. I was not just going to JCC to see the congregation. I wanted to see. Now let me ask you a question. How many people do you think saw what I saw? Including him. He is now realizing it, now that I've said. Now, when you say, where is the God of Elijah? You are not talking about Elijah. You are talking about that secret. Exactly. That's why relationship is important to finding people's secrets. Don't dress the way people dress. Find out why they do so. Listen, friends, it is not the long hair. It is not the long hair. It is not the long hair. So don't do it like Samson. Find out what is the secret behind the long hair. I've discovered something. Greatness attracts greatness. Listen to this. You attract what somebody carries by serving that thing. You attract what people carry by serving that thing. Let me give you another example. Remember what I said? Our common practices could be somebody's secret. Ile vitu tunafanya tu kama kawaida inaweza kuwa ni code ya siri ya mtu. Those pastors who work with us, Timpiti, Sylvester, and the rest of those who come out, I mentioned to you something. That every church is identified by what we call its redemptive purpose. A church in a city is not known by the congregation, by the singing, by the location, by how the pastor is, by the name. A church in every city is identified by its what we call redemptive purpose. When you are in a certain church, you are there as a beneficiary and a propagator of its redemptive purpose. The difference between this church and the other church is not the pastor, it's not the name, it's not the congregation. It's a redemptive purpose. You can join any church. If you don't understand the redemptive purposes, you become part of trouble. Or you can be in a church where people develop wings, but you always keep losing even your legs. Every church is defined by its divine redemptive purpose. Before you join a church, ulisa, redemptive purpose yake ni nini? That's what you join. You don't go to a church because the pastor comes from your village.
Come on. Yeah.
You don't go to a church because you sympathize with the pastor. No. You go to a church because you have the words that I need for my journey. Now listen. Peter, look at me. Peter was designed to be great. But if he had not met Jesus, he would have remained a mere fisherman. Listen to this description. God says about Moses, he says, Moses is the humblest man in all the earth. Moses, mnajua Moses? Mungu anasema, Musa, ni mtu mnyenyekevu, hakuna mtu kama yeye, mnyenyekevu. Mnajua Musa? Mnajua Musa? Musa soma kuhusu Musa. Ati Mungu anasema, Musa ni mtu mnyenyekevu, hakuna mtu wa kufanana na yeye. Musa. Musa. Musa mwenye alikemea Mungu akamwambia Mungu, sio mimi nilizai watu wako, kama umechoka na mimi, futa jina langu kwa kitabu ya uzima, hata hiyo mbinguni yako sitaki. Mungu anasema Musa ni mtu mnyenyekevu. You know what that simply means? Our description is not always what people are.
Yes, sir.
We don't have the descriptions of people. God says he's humble. But let's go to the point. Question. What is humility? Isn't it obvious? Is that a mystery? Was Moses the only humble person? Now we talk about Moses, the mighty man. The man who delivered the children of Israel. But the secret behind the success of Moses was not the fight in Egypt. It was not the Red Sea. It was not the rod. It was not manna. The cord of Moses' power is humility. Now, usitengeneze fimbo ya Musa. Usijaribu kucross Jordan. Utapebwa. We see the principle working, but we miss to know the code. Ask people their secrets. But the unfortunate thing is they won't tell you. This is what frustrates people. When they try to come close to you and act like you, but they don't see the results. Listen, hearts relate.
Yes. Yes.
People don't tell you their secrets. You pick them. And sometimes you don't even need to hear. You end up practicing unconsciously.
Unconsciously, correct.
And that's why your church will grow.
Yeah.
You'll have a church like your father.
Amen. Amen.
But make sure you remain as unto your father. Don't say, where is the God that Kiuna preaches? No. What is the difference between Elisha and the sons of Sceva? The sons of Sceva wanted to activate the principle.
By legitimate themselves.
Exactly. They didn't have a relationship with the Jesus and the Paul.
Yes.
The ball, yes. Not even the Paul, the ball.
Okay.
We serve under a man of God where he would call me, where is the mic? That is me. And then there is a man of God called Paul. So he would say, where is the ball? Where is the Susan? You know, there was always a there. In every, you consider us as a principle. You know, when you say there, you are talking about the specific one. Listen.
Yes.
Lot. Abraham is told by God, get out of your country. Come to a land, I will show you, I'll bless you. And Lot went with him. And Lot went with him. And the Bible says, he began to prosper. And Lot prospered so much. They prospered so much. Mpaka shamba lenye haikuwa na mipaka. That was something. Hawakuwa na mipaka. Tambarare yote ilikuwa yao. Lakini ufanisi wao ikafika mahali wakaanza kupishana. The principle worked for Lot secretly. But he never understood there was something in the man called Abraham that made him a success. He used the benefits of the principle against the secret behind the principle. So what happened? They parted ways, you know the story.
Yeah.
He went to Sodom. Sodom and Gomorrah, the Bible says, was the best city. It looked like the city of God. You need to see, when you are confused, even Sodom becomes nice.
Yeah.
The Bible says he looked at Sodom and it looked like the city of God.
He described it that way.
Yeah. The city of God. Lot. God looks at Sodom in that condition. Lot said, hey, look at Abraham. But where did Abraham go to? Plain land. In fact, there was no description. Aliambiwa enda south, east, west, north, as far as you can see, and walk it anywhere you possess. Now listen. Lot went with the benefits of the principle, but left the secret behind the success. By the time Lot came back, you know the story. At some point, he lost everything. It took the man who was the source of his success to recover. And even did something that the stupid boy didn't know. Lot never got to know that Abraham gave a tithe on his behalf. He didn't know. Alikuta tu ng'ombe zimeletwa. Ajui Abraham alifanya nini na Mungu. For this reason. Hiyo mali yote ilipatwa ndani ya siri.
Yes.
Ilipopelekwa Sodom ikanajisika. Ilibidi atoe fungu la 10 kutakasa irudi mahali ilitoka. But listen. David had a secret. David was not a warrior. Fighting was a principle as a king. But the secret behind his power is that David was a worshiper. It was not in the sling. If anything, who had the best army? David or Saul? Who had the greatest weapons? David or Saul? Let me prove it to you. When Saul had a demon, did David fought the demon with a sword? What did he use? He worshipped and the demon left. That was the secret behind his success. I want you to, as you go out of this place today, I want you to think of this little assignment. The enemy always fights the secrets that brings you success and subject you to mere activities. Let me say it like this. This gentleman here could be a giver, and this lady here is a giver. But there could be a difference in the giving. One would be activating a principle with a secret. One could be practicing a secret. One could be practicing a principle. This one can stop giving and nothing happens because that was not a code. But when this one stops, things happen. But this one can influence this one from his secret and subject them to activities. That's why be careful who talks you out of what brings you success. Some of us, giving is not obedience just to the principle. It's a code. We gave our way up. We did not pay tithe and offerings and giving as a principle. It is, yes, a principle, but it's our code. If you succeed to discourage me from giving, I will have died, but you still survive because it was not your secret.
Come on.
So be careful of people who talk you out of your principle. Be careful when you are discouraged, because the enemy could be fighting your secret. Hebu niulizie jirani yako swali kidogo tu. What is your secret? Na upate jawabu tafadhali. Amesema koje? Ukiona mtu anaandika notes ujue tu anaandika makosa yake. Kama wale watu walikuwa wanaandika chini Yesu akiuliza. Now listen, the devil fights your secrets. If you realize there's this thing that you keep on doing and want to do and you can't stop doing, every time you find an opposition or something that discourages you from doing it or wants you to violate it or talk against it, the enemy wants to dethrone you. You should have that and tell any devil, you can't get me out of this. What was the secret of Sarah? Of course, the story says it. You know, Sarah was a principal. And the Bible uses her as a principal. We don't have time. Listen to Abraham. Abraham was not told you are going to bless people. He's told whoever blesses you decodes the principle.
Yes.
So it takes revelation and relationship to bless Abraham. Amplified said, whoever blesses you in turn blesses themselves. If you bless the blessed, I finish by saying, if you receive a righteous man, in the name of a righteous man, you receive a righteous man's reward. There is something in people. Listen, that's what the enemy fights. Listen, the devil uses justified, perverted truths or scriptures. He wants to fight a principle. There are people you meet in life and your life turn around.
Yes.
If you look at it most of the time, the devil will really fight to break that relationship.
Yes. Yes.
Because he knows as much as Lot has money and success, the link from Abraham,
These are nothing.
and that's it.
He will lose everything.
Everything. You need discernment. You need wisdom. You need maturity.
And now by your grace we